Welcome to my first episode of Sonoma Voices podcast. For my first voice, I invited you, Inna. Please give us all the goods right now. Your name, what kind of magical hot place you're running right now, where is it, how can we find you? Please, it's all yours.
Thank you, Nada. So I'm excited to be part of the first, induction ceremony for the Sonoma Voices, and so thank you for the opportunity. And my name is Ina. I am one of the co-owners of Sonoma Like Hot Yoga, which is the beautiful hot yoga studio, which has been in Sonoma for over 18 years, if you can believe it or not, right? So we were having this conversation with you about Sonoma lifestyle and the white country living. And they said to you, there's nothing more Sonoma than the hot yoga school, which is really right, which is really true. It's like I feel like our school is like a little microcosm of the Sonoma, of the wine country heart, actually. You can be practicing in a hot room next to like a shoulder surgeon. Next on the other side, you're gonna have like the waiter from the Glen Ellen Star, massage therapist. A retired hedge fund manager. We have like the full spectrum of society here, right? And we're all together sweating it out, getting really deep into our yoga practice, and connecting together, right, in this yoga room, having this really unique experience where we really not just come to transform and learn about ourselves, but also connect with our community. And it's an incredible yoga community here, which has been fostered by you also. For how many years did you have the studio for?
9+ years, almost a decade.
Wow. Okay. So I'm definitely a new kid on the block here, right? I've only had the studio for 3 years, but very eventful years. I've had it through the release of the Bikram documentary on Netflix. I've had it through 2 years of COVID. So it's, yeah. So, but I'm definitely still in very baby phases of learning how to run the school compared to you. So thank you for for holding the forts there for 9 years.
Thank you for taking over and being there through all this difficult, challenging times. I noticed during my 9 years, and I want to hear, did you notice the same thing? That people from all over the country and all over the world, from all continents, come to our studio. And can you tell me some of the micro stories about why they picked to come to Bikram Yoga Sonoma? For what reason? I can tell you after you tell me your experience, what I remember from my 9 years.
Well, I think I know that people that practice hot yoga who really already developed their hot yoga, their hot yoga addiction, might one say, right? Once you're really into it, you're really in it for life. You realize what a huge part of self-care regime it is, right? And it becomes almost unfathomable to think if you're moving locations and if you're arriving, I don't know, in the middle of Lake County, for example, where there is no hot yoga at the moment. It's like, how do you take away that piece of self-care? It's almost impossible. It's a very, very integral part of keeping your sanity, keeping your physical shape. I mean, to give you an example, we have students who drive to us all the way from Napa that will take a 40-minute drive to come and take a class because it's their way of managing their arthritis. Like, we have one student who's been practicing with us for over 10 years. And when she started to come, she was on all sorts of medications to help her manage the arthritic pain in the joints. And she realized when she was able to do the yoga regularly, meaning 3 times a week, she was able to come off the medication completely. So, I mean, it's totally integral. And I think once you have the yoga practice in your life, helping you to manage whatever ailments that you're going through, then it's you got to have it.
I noticed, Ina, that people pick to come to Sonoma for their vacation based on Sonoma having a Bikram yoga / hot yoga studio. And they tell me this on the front desk. They said, oh, we were thinking where to go. And of course, number one priority is, does that place where we are going have a hot yoga studio? Oh, let me see Sonoma. Yes. So they come to Sonoma. Sonoma is famous for wine and food. Guess what? People come to enjoy all this wine and food and Mediterranean climate and all the beauty of our area. But they pick to come to our area based on you, and used to be me, you owning that studio and having an opportunity to practice. Also, weddings. Sonoma is very famous for weddings from all over the world. People come and they tell me in the front desk when they say, hey, we were thinking Hillsburg or this or that, and said, oh, Sonoma has a Bikram yoga studio. So they take the class in the morning. I always tease them halfway through when they finish triangle posture, which is a master pose, and we think it's hard. Hey, if you can do this, you can get married for sure.
I do. I love seeing couples come to practice hot yoga together. And I always say to them, couples that do hot yoga together
Stay together.
too tired to argue afterwards. It's like there's total peace at home afterwards.
Hey, we save marriages. Yay. My last client, I am a realtor right now, actually since 1999. My last client, Claudia, is your student. Claudia, I pronounce this my way. I'm from Yugoslavia originally. Claudia came to the open house, bought the house in Sonoma. She said the same thing. I wanted to buy a second home. Her primary home is in San Francisco. And I picked Sonoma because you guys have a Bikram yoga studio. Look how much magic we are creating because of this studio. And please tell me what else we do before or after we practice yoga.
Yeah, a couple. I would say, something that's really fairly unique about our school in Sonoma that sort of really shifted in the hot yoga community over the last 3 years is the style of the hot yoga. It's become very prevalent to start practicing like a 60-minute sequence instead of the kind of like the original prescription of the 90-minute. And I can tell that Nada is a big fan of the classic, right? So, like I was saying, for me personally, yoga is not just like something to give me like a nice booty shape and that nice anti-gravity effect. It's really a way.
It happens.
That's a very nice side effect. And that's actually why I came to yoga first, is like to get in shape, because I was a very sedentary person. I had a desk-bound job in the UK and London. But yes, you're going to get the nice booty. Yes, you're going to get the nice abs. But ultimately, for me personally, it's a way to manage my mental state. Like when I came to teacher training in Los Angeles with Bikram 9 years ago, I was on antidepressants, right? I was on prescribed antidepressants. And I remember, I think about week 5 or 6 into training, I actually forgot to take my meds in the morning, just slipped my mind. And I realized into the day, I was like, I'm feeling fine. Maybe I don't need this. So I made the risky decision to say, okay, I'm going to stop taking them. And I have never had to go back to the medication since then. So it wasn't like something that I was taking when I came to training. But I realized that this is a way to manage mental health very effectively, with only side effects being a nice booty. There's like no downsides to yoga other than the time. But what I'm saying is that like what we offer here is the classic like prescription of 90-minute class with 105-degree heat and 40% humidity. because, and the reason we stuck to the original recipe, that original prescription of 90 minutes versus 60, because I know from my own body, from my own mental health, that is what it takes to manage the symptoms and really create like a wellness and the level of well-being that's really what like I'm seeking, and I know my students are seeking too, right? Be it arthritis prevention, be it, you know, mental well-being, you know, working on your blood pressure, all sorts of things that you can really take care of yourself without having to go for some more extreme kind of like ways of dealing with. So I guess what I'm saying is that the thing that's quite unique to our school is that we stick to the original lineage method that we know works and has been working for over 20 years, right? So we're the real deal. We're the real Rolex by way of yoga.
If somebody, we already mentioned that Sonoma is a world destination. And if somebody wants to come on vacation or wedding or anniversary or celebrating life or a girls' trip, they come to Sonoma because it's absolutely lovely, magical, and everything that Sonoma offers. And Bikram yoga addicts find you and come here and experience all these beautiful things. But I was thinking when I asked you what else we do, thinking not what kind of classes we take. As a community, we became a group of friends. We experience Sonoma together. We go celebrate birthdays together. We did both of our birthdays. We had 10, 15, 20 people taking us to restaurants, to a beautiful restaurant. What was the name of that restaurant in Kenwood?
Yeah, so we organize these community events. Yeah, we went to a place in Kenwood, right? It was in Kenwood, Palooza Cafe on Highway 12, right? Yeah, where we had
music. People took me to students from the yoga took me to a wedding planner, I think was the show in Santa Rosa. We went to San Francisco to ballet. We are friends, we are community, and we are experiencing Sonoma, everything that Sonoma has to offer. Me particularly, once a week, I go around the square, I dress up, sometimes in pink, sometimes not, depends, and go around the square and say hi to everyone and say, what are you doing? I said, I am playing a tourist in my own town. I'm enjoying my Sonoma like the whole world comes here and enjoy us. I don't want to be like a Parisian. Sometimes Parisians have never been on a Eiffel Tower because it's right there. Obviously, you and I have accents. Obviously, we came from other places. How are you appreciating and how are you grateful to land here in this amazing little town with a charm off the charts? After everything you went through, please tell us how you experience Sonoma and how would you tell somebody else, where do you live?
Yeah, I mean, it's outstanding. It's like I still wake up in the morning and I have to pinch myself. It's like I say this to our students every morning. I'm like, you guys, we woke up in California, and not just California, Sonoma. You know, it like we're so incredibly blessed to be just in this place of outstanding natural beauty, you know, incredible food, and an amazing community. People are so gentle and kind and self-aware and loving around here. It's amazing. And just to pick up on your point of like community, it's yeah, because we do hang out together, we practice yoga together. It's not that it's a great way to make new friends and connections, but also love. I know of more than one romance that has blossomed in the hot yoga room.
It just crossed my mind, if I may share. My first day coming to Sonoma was because I took over the studio. And on the first four-stop intersection, I noticed people making an eye contact with me and smiling and nodding.
Imagine
Wow,
that.
this is a wonderful place. Then I had taught the class, went around the square to do my thing around the square, and I thought, wow, this is Paris. This reminds me of little neighborhoods of Paris with boulangeries, restaurants, and just the vibe. At the square of Sonoma, we have a little pond and ducks,
Oh.
trees that are 150 years old. You can go and picnic every single day if you want to. We have one of the 10, there was a list on Google, one of the 10 the best farmers markets in the country is here in Sonoma. Did you know that? Lovely.
I have to confess, Nada, I have been living in Sonoma for 3 years, and I'm such a self-confessed yoga addict. I have not once made it to the Sonoma famous Tuesday night farmers market because I'm always in the hot room on a Tuesday
I
night.
will teach whole summer, actually every other summer, so both of us can go to farmers market. It's not just the freshest produce from the local land. It's music. The whole town comes. Hey, 11,000 people come to that lawn with the glasses of wine and the food and food trucks and music. This is not to be missed. People come from out of town to see our farmers market and experience the vibe. Above my place, there is a 2 minute walking distance, door to door, over Look Trail and Montini Trail, 5.5 miles door to door. Incredible. We have everything here. And I am in goosebumps as I'm sharing this with you. And grateful beyond belief. I personally think God, universe, somebody said, enough is enough. Nada, boom, you're going to be from now on in the best place on earth. That's how I feel. Grateful to the max.
Yes,
Grateful to you and your beautiful studio. I want to say you're the fourth owner. It looks and feels the best right now. Somebody said on the on a whole during the before the class on that hallway when we all gather, somebody said the other day about your studio, it's truly a healing place. And I feel Sonoma is a healing place. Your studio is a healing place. And thank you so, so much for doing what you're doing and facilitating all this and holding the space for the community and the world. Actually, the whole world comes here to heal and enjoy Sonoma. I know you and I can talk forever and ever. Please tell me what's going on through your mind right now. Say it. I can see your face and your smile.
What do I want to say? Well, what I wanted to say when you were speaking about the lineage of ownership at the studio is that I actually realized recently, having a yoga studio is not like other businesses. You're not running the business. Like it's almost, you're just sort of a guardian actually for the space for the time being. And then it moves on. I think it's really the community of people that come together to practice. And that's the energy that we create that then hopefully positive energy that radiates out into the world. And it's the place to get to come to, when you're feeling out of whack, where you just can get, through the asana, through the yoga practice, you get that total clarity You know, like how many times you come into the hot room and you have something that's like bugging you and you've been going in circles in your mind, try and solve it, solve it, solve it. You get into the hot room, you do the posture, you do the shavasana, the answer, boom, just like lands, right? It comes to you. So, yeah, I'm just very grateful for the opportunity to be one of the guardians of this yoga space that's been here for over 18 years, and I hope it stays here for another 100.
Let's keep it. We must have this space of healing and love and friendship and community, not just for Sonoma people, from people from all over the world. They want to have weddings in Sonoma because you're here. They want to vacation because you're here, and you turn on the heat. And
Exactly, turn up the heat. Sonoma, like, it's hot. It's hot.
I like it hot. Inna, thank you so much for joining us today at the very first episode of Sonoma Voices. It has been fun chatting with you. Let's do this again. Let's do this again soon. Thank you, thank you, thank you.